Supply-side policies are specific actions taken by the government to try and boost the productive capacity of the economy, with the aim of increasing long-run aggregate supply. It's worth being clear on the difference between these direct policy actions and supply-side improvements to the economy, which might be assisted by the government, but could equally be resulting from private sector investment. The effect will be the same though, with increasing long-run aggregate supply, meaning the curve shifts to the right, and the outcome is that real GDP should increase whilst keeping inflation under control. Now, there's a huge range of different policy actions which would come under the banner of supply-side policies, because we're looking at any government action which is going to help to boost the quality or quantity of any of those factors of production: land, labour, capital and enterprise. One really classic example would be improving education and training. And so by increasing the skills of labour, a good economic term for that is improving human capital. That helps to improve the quality of labour, and that's going to boost your long-run aggregate supply. We could make changes to the tax and benefit system. That can be quite a controversial one, as many of these policies don't have a great impact on inequality, but theoretically by reducing the marginal rate of taxation, so that's the additional rate of tax that you pay on the next pound that you earn, should encourage more people to work, and therefore you increase the quantity of labour. And any reform to the benefit system to incentivise people into work should have a similar effect to that and help to increase long-run aggregate supply again. Now, industrial policies might include anything which makes it cheaper and easier for businesses to invest and grow, so making a productive environment for private sector investment, removing regulations, using subsidies to reduce costs of production. That's all going to encourage investment and help to boost the quantity and quality of capital in the economy. And then we've got migration policies. So you'd be looking with those to increase net immigration, particularly as migrants tend to be predominantly of working age. That's going to help to increase the size of the labour force and again shift that long-run aggregate supply curve further to the right. Another way of looking at supply-side policies is that they shift the entire economy's production possibility frontier outwards. So it means that the whole economy can produce more, productive potential is increased. And that means that the big attraction of these policies for governments is that they avoid that policy conflict that influencing the demand side of the economy brings. These demand side policies tend to trade off low and stable inflation against being able to increase jobs and get more employment. But supply side policies, you can promote sustained long-run economic growth, you can increase employment, and you can keep inflation under control all at the same time. And the downside to that is that most of the policies will take years or potentially even decades to really see their full benefits. As an extreme example of that, even if you can make immediate improvements to primary education, it might take 10 or 15 years before the labour force really feels the benefit of that. They can also be very costly, and as ever, we need to consider the opportunity cost therefore. So what's the next best alternative that we've foregone, given up, sacrificed in order to implement these quite costly supply side policies?